Eventually, at some point, a ski resort has to close for the winter. But with 13 centimetres forecast for the last day of the season, another 10 centimetres forecast the following day after closing, and you can still ski all the way from top to bottom, why doesn't Revelstoke extend its season? This is a question I've had asked to me quite a few times in the last week or two by friends, family, and people in and around Revelstoke visiting, and on the channel also. There are a number of reasons why, and we're going to get into them now. I know a number of US markets, US resorts are extending because of all the snow they've had this year. Primarily, Revelstoke shuts when it shuts because of staffing. A lot of people who work for the resort and in and around the businesses that benefit from the tourism related to the skiing have now left. We're now into sort of April and May is what we would call shoulder season, and so a lot of people now are taking breaks as well. They're going on holidays, resting up, recharging the batteries before a busy summer season. The next thing is that it's actually not financially viable for many resorts to stay open. Because there's no staffing, they obviously can't operate many of the lifts much longer, that there's no staff around to be able to pay to run them. But then the people who actually visit at this time, the numbers are very, very low. Not as many people coming in, putting money into lift ticket purchases, buying rentals, buying food at the shops. The Revelation Lodge, the big restaurant at the mid-station, has been closed from the start of April for the last 2 weeks. So everything has really begun to shut down. Leading into that, the third point is that generally the town and the resort is just quiet. A lot of the hotels in town have now already closed for the shoulder season, and will not be reopening until the peak summer begins. The final point is, and this is something I've observed as a Brit who does a lot of skiing sometimes in Europe, Easter holiday skiing doesn't really seem to be a thing out here in Canada. It's certainly not marketed to the foreign visitors. So you don't get people flying out from the US for sort of last minute ski deals, even though there's plenty of skiing to be done out here. You may get people in Vancouver heading up to Whistler who will still be doing that, but making a trip out to Revelstoke, which, you know, might be a long flight into Calgary or Kelowna and then 2-3+ hours drive to get here. When Revelstoke says that they are closing on the second weekend in April, when they announce those dates at the start of a season, you can take that as a must. Now, maybe in a few years' time that might change as Revelstoke grows and more people come here, but for the time being, that's pretty fixed. What do you think? Should Revelstoke consider extending its season in future winters if it's still possible to ski from top to bottom? Are you going to be skiing anywhere in April over the next few weeks? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to know actually what it's like to ski at Revelstoke right now during spring, then you want to watch this video here.